Maplewood possesses great qualities, but we must continue to work together to maintain, achieve, and in some cases, fix the attributes of our community that define its character. Collaborating with my fellow township committee members, I look forward to continuing the work of reaching across the geographical aisle and exploring service and process opportunities with South Orange, Union, Irvington, Milburn, and Newark. Working with our town administrator and team to make sure that our vendors provide the highest quality of service for our community. Working with our town engineer and law enforcement to keep moving forward the process with state administrators of improving traffic flows for our student pedestrians, commuter pedestrians, our stay-at-home parent and caregiving pedestrians, our senior pedestrians, our visiting pedestrians. The safety and well-being of our people who walk through our streets matters. Continuing to push the conversation of diversity and inclusion so our committees, PTA boards, neighborhood block parties, our employees, and our residents reflect this vision, and no one can say that this is just an ideation. That our infrastructure is prepared to absorb the growth and evolution of being a town of a desirable residence, and not to lose the Maplewoodians in this path that make up the essence of our community. To be in the forefront of the conversation of environmental action and education, with education being a key driver, so that our community is aware of the many quick wins that they can perform in their daily lives. Like most assets, an investment in sustainability for our town will provide a great return for the future of Maplewood. Just this past week, I visited my hometown community of Hyde Park. Hyde Park is a small neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, nestled between Lake Michigan, two major parks, and the world-renowned University of Chicago. Many have described it as a utopia. Growing up there, I was part of a community where interracial couples raised their families, where same-sex couples lived together as partners and no one thought anything of it, where the leader of the Nation of Islam resided next door to his dear Jewish neighbor, where black boys went to as many bar mitzvahs as they did sweet 16s. The local watering hole was a place where high school educated workers from the neighborhood shared a pitcher of beer with Nobel Peace Prize winners, and professors tended bar or played a set during the Sunday night jazz. Hyde Park was not perfect. There were issues and challenges that the community faced. Times of racial insensitivity, disagreement over development projects by the university, occasional public safety issues. But the residents worked together with the city government and with the county government. They addressed the issues and moved forward. And today, the community is better for it. Hyde Park today does not look the same. I admired all the new small businesses in the business districts. The new university buildings, which fit into the historical look and feel of the community. The new bike path lanes and recycling trash receptacles. What was the same was the people. The people walking the streets, patronizing the stores, or playing in the park. It was still Hyde Park. But the one thing that struck me most about Hyde Park was how much it reminded me of Maplewood. And seeing and experiencing the evolution of Hyde Park brings me great hope and optimism for our town. We too must continue to work to attract small businesses to our business districts, ensure that the new developments fit into the historical look and feel of our community, and work to retain the character of our town. Support and promote alternative forms of transportation, such as biking or walking, and protect those who decide to engage in it. To collaborate as an entire town and support the enhancement of our core amenities by bringing our public library into the 21st century. To demand nothing less when it comes to inclusion, not just black and white, but black, white, Latin, Asian, ethnic orientation, Irish, Haitian, interracial couples, same-sex couples, generation, economic status, religious beliefs, living with disabilities, college educated or not, English speaking or not. And my father is celebrating his 73rd birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. He was a 1944 New Year's baby at Providence Hospital on Chicago's South Side. Providence Hospital at the time was the only hospital in Chicago where African-American doctors could practice, and one of the only few where Black women could give birth. He has seen a lot, and it is his institutional knowledge, which I lean on to remind me and ground me regarding how something that seems like a given now was not prevalent then. How the idea that a person with the label of Black could feel or think that they were limited in the country of opportunity. Fast forward to today, why should anyone continue to condone or support the new idea or the new label, immigrant? My wife was an immigrant. She came to this country as an immigrant. Many people in this room are products of immigrants. Immigrants patronize our businesses, are trusted with our children when we go to work, and volunteer at our PTA events. Why should any Maplewoodian think or feel that they are limited in the country of opportunity? Not in Maplewood, not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Many Maplewoodians continue to reflect on the outcome of our national election. Some have become disillusioned or disenfranchised. But it's important to remember that true change happens at the local level. Washington is not going to fix what's happening in our schools. That's up to us. Washington is not going to make sure that our seniors have affordable housing. That's up to us. Washington is not going to make sure that we have the right mix of small businesses that can successfully thrive. That's up to us. Nor is Washington going to make sure that we are not discriminating against each other. That's up to us. It's up to us to ensure that we are using our resources efficiently. It's up to us to ensure that our pedestrians are safe. It's up to us to ensure that we are sustainable. We are a community of families, schools, places of worship, teams, and organizations. Collectively, we are 24,000 strong. Our community is a shining example of the best that America has to offer. And by living up to that example, we have the opportunity to further develop the quality of our great community. So today, I am challenging everyone in this room and those who are watching to become more engaged in the Maplewood community that we hold so dear. I am extremely humbled to be given this awesome responsibility to serve you on the Township Committee. Thank you for putting your trust in me. God bless Maplewood, and God bless the United States of America.
Members of the Township Committee, I now call for the nomination for Chair of the Township Committee for the year 2017.
I nominate Victor DeLuca.
I second the nomination of Victor DeLuca.
Are there any other nominations for Chair of the Township Committee for the year 2017?
I move the nominations be closed.
I second the motion.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuca?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lambrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
I declare Victor DeLuca duly elected Chair of the Township Committee for the year 2017.
That's right.
Thank you. I was having an identity crisis. Thank you. But before I get started, I just want to recognize a few folks. I see some members of our Board of Education here. Would you please stand so we can recognize you? And sprinkled throughout, I see former members of the Maplewood Township Committee. Would you stand and be recognized? And earlier, Assemblyman John McKeon stopped by. He was on his route on January 1st to go to 5 or 6 different reorganization meetings in his district. And Assemblywoman Myla Jacey wrote us this morning and said that she's with us in spirit. She just couldn't be here today in person. But she wanted to wish all of us a Happy New Year and congratulate you, Frank. So, Happy New Year, Happy 2017. Frank, we want to congratulate you. This is day 1 of your first term. And just for the record, you have 1,094 days to go. Indy and Nancy, Greg and I look forward to serving with you and benefiting from your enthusiasm and energy. And you'll find that being a member of the Township Committee is a terrific experience, and you'll be part of the process in making our community the best it can be. And we want to thank Marlon Brownlee for serving with distinction for 5.5 years. And to Ian Grodman, we appreciate all you do for this community and for stepping up 4 months ago to serve on this body, a short term, but very important where you shared your experiences and your wisdom with us. I want to thank my colleagues for electing me as mayor for 2017. I believe we are strongest when we operate as a collegial and collective body. We work well together to keep Maplewood's interests first and foremost. You know, January is an important month for democracy. Across our nation, in ceremonies like we're having here today, those recently elected will take their oaths of office. And as you heard, from Township Committee to President, all of them will pledge to preserve, defend, and protect the Constitution of the United States. We on the Maplewood Township Committee take our commitment to the Constitution very seriously. I want to assure you that collectively we will continue to work to keep Maplewood welcoming and open, embracing individuals of diverse racial, ethnic, religious, and national backgrounds, different ages, and sexual orientation. And under no circumstances will we condition the provision of township services or benefits on matters related to citizenship or immigration status, and we will not take any action to profile or register individuals or groups based on religion, race, ethnicity, national origin, or immigration status. That's not what we do here in Maplewood. Our value is to be inclusive and open, and that's what we will continue to be going forward. Today, I'm happy to report the state of the township is excellent, and our future is bright. At age 95, Maplewood continues to be a safe and attractive community to which people are choosing to move, invest in, and open up businesses. Maplewood's brand and reputation are solid. New Jersey realtors rank Maplewood among the 10 hottest real estate markets in the state, citing our proximity to New York and our emphasis on diversity and community. It reported that homes are on the market for an average of 38 days, that the median sales price is $575,000, and that selling prices are consistently above listings. People want to move here. The Star-Ledger listed Maplewood among the top 12 most LGBT-friendly towns in New Jersey. LGBT activists identify Maplewood as welcoming and progressive on issues affecting the gay community. And if you want to live someplace green, Maplewood is it. In November, the township earned silver certification from Sustainable Jersey, only one of 44 municipalities in the state to get such an honor. Maplewood received the 2016 Sustainable Jersey Collaboration Award for its work with Melbourne and South Orange, and we were one of only 5 towns selected in the state to participate in the New Jersey Solar Challenge, which is to make solar energy systems simple and easier for homeowners. So yes, Maplewood's future is excellent. And our past was pretty good too. Last September, we had one of the most exciting times in Maplewood when we celebrated our hometown Olympic champion fencer, Ibtihaj Muhammad. The motorcade along Springfield Avenue, the ceremonies at our 2 library buildings, and our parade through Maplewood Village were just terrific. More than 1,000 people came out to thank Ibtihaj for representing our nation and our community. A couple of weeks ago, we had another bit of excitement. I know this gets a little bit of a laugh, but we had the opening of Essex County's first Wawa on Springfield Avenue. For those of you from North Jersey who've never been to a Wawa, you know, when we created the vision for revitalized Springfield Avenue, we knew it was critical to fundamentally change the eastern border. Well, we have now succeeded in attracting tens of millions of dollars to redevelop that area. We now have a new Wawa, a reopened Maplewood Diner, the Avalon Bay apartment building. Next up is the opening of Cornbread Restaurant in May, and we have someone who's planning to redevelop the former Jewelry Mart building. These moves are game changers for the future of Springfield Avenue. Now, our parks and facilities are equally important in our community. A year ago, the Township Committee took decisive action to expand our recreation facilities by purchasing the former church building adjacent to DeHart Park. Our recreation department is excited about the opportunities this new facility will provide, and it's already started holding events there. And you'll see much more use of the building as the year goes on. We've also added air conditioning to the community room at the Bergdorf Center. We've renovated the kitchen at the Woodland. And the community center in DeHart Park is scheduled for $140,000 of improvements that are going to be paid for by Elite Properties, the developer of Maplewood Crossing, as part of the community benefits agreement it negotiated with the township. And Maplewood Memorial Park is a gem. Last October, it was selected as one of New Jersey's great public spaces by the New Jersey chapter of the American Planning Association. And as you heard earlier, I'm happy to report that the Township Committee has given a green light to the creation of the Maplewood Memorial Park Conservancy to focus on fundraising and advocacy for the park. And there's a lot of activity on other fronts too. We celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Maplewood Pool. We hired a national consultant to study the consolidation, merger, or sharing of fire protection services between Maplewood and South Orange. We contracted with Sage and Coombe Architects to engage the community in developing a comprehensive plan to make the Maplewood Library a building for the 21st century. We entered into a formal agreement with the South Orange Rescue Squad to back up the Maplewood Fire Department in providing emergency medical services in our community. We joined with South Orange and the school board in creating the Recreation Facilities Improvement Fund. We recruited Midtown Direct Rep, a group of over 100 Broadway actors and theater professionals, to become the resident theater company at the Woodland. And we reinstated regular meetings between the school superintendent, the school board, and elected leadership from the 2 towns. But above all, public safety continues to be the top priority. And the Maplewood Police Department does an outstanding job. Major crimes in 2016 were down by 13% from the year before. Of the 25 robberies and aggravated assaults last year, 16 or 64% were cleared by detectives, an exceptional rate. We want to thank you, Police Department, for keeping us safe. Last October, I saw our fire department in action at the fire on Maplewood Terrace. Although the two-family home was destroyed, thankfully no one was injured. We thank the firefighters for all their work, including the 1,500 emergency medical services responses they made last year. Thank you to the firefighters who are here today. You know, all of our departments were busy in 2016. The health department did more health education screenings than ever before and expanded services to reach underserved populations across our community. The building department completed 4,000 inspections of new construction projects, registered 1,600 apartments. They also issued 1,200 code violations, and they were abated, and they gave another 300 tickets out for other violations. Public Works, they maintained the 65 miles of roads in town. And they removed tons of leaves this summer. And this year they instituted a new leaf pilot bagging program in parts of the Hilton neighborhood. The library attracted over 1,100 people to its third annual Ideas Festival and was successful in securing a $72,000 state grant to provide English as a second language classes at the Hilton branch. And last year's Township Committee was also very active. We passed 237 resolutions and adopted 43 ordinances. I just want to talk about two. One was a resolution sponsored by Deputy Mayor Adams and approved unanimously that prohibited the use of leaf blowers from June 1st through August 31st. It was definitely a quiet and less polluting summer. Thank you, Nancy. Soon, Deputy Mayor Adams and Committeeman Lambert will provide additional recommendations to the Township Committee on the use of leaf blowers and the adoption of green landscaping practices. Two, an ordinance promoted by Committeewoman Larry and myself, and also approved unanimously, prohibits the sale of tobacco products to anyone under 21 years of age. We see this as a major public health win that we hope will help teens stay away from cigarettes. Thank you, India. And members of the Township Committee also spoke out on broader issues that impact our community. We called for a redistribution of state school aid, stronger federal consumer protection rules to address predatory lending, an end to human trafficking, and passage of the Presidential Accountability Act. We also spoke loudly about the proliferation of guns in our society and the need for common sense reforms. Last June, we joined with thousands in wearing orange on National Gun Violence Awareness Day and rallied with dozens in Memorial Park. Later that month, we sadly came together in South Orange in a vigil for the victims of the horrific Orlando massacre. Our voices on the Township Committee will continue to be heard on important issues like these. Last year, Maplewood and South Orange launched SOMA, Two Towns for All Ages. Through this initiative, both towns will provide programs and services and adopt policies and practices to advance an age-inclusive community that embraces intergenerational activities and support systems for all. Nearly 40 volunteers and municipal employees from the two towns developed exciting work plans for 2017. We want to thank the Brada Fund for their financial support and technical assistance. We also established the Maplewood Seniors Advisory Committee to guide the Township Committee on ways to improve the quality of life for older residents and engage them more in the civic life of the community. Again, thank you, Ian Grodman, for your leadership in establishing this important committee. And as I promised last year, In 2016, we held a Traffic and Pedestrian Safety Summit. In June, we brought together experts in the field to discuss what Maplewood is doing and what we can do better. And in October, over 80 residents attended the summit to discuss ways to slow traffic and increase the safety of pedestrians. Let me tell you what we've accomplished so far. Working with the engineering department, we added 15 more stop signs at various intersections around town and placed those in-street stop for pedestrian signs at crosswalks on major roadways. We got Essex County to stripe crosswalks at 6 intersections on Wyoming Avenue. And they also upgraded the pedestrian signals and all the traffic lights on Springfield Avenue. And we worked with the Tuscan school parents to expand the drop-off area and to stripe parking stalls on Tuscan Road. And the police department instituted a pedestrian safety education and enforcement program, and particularly directed at commuters and students who walk to their destinations. And the police department now is doing more radar enforcement, and they've initiated a crosswalk detail around town. And for our efforts, 2 months ago, the township was recognized by the North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority for our vital contribution to making pedestrian safety a priority in the community. Our work is not over for pedestrian safety, and it continues to be one of our priorities. We are now negotiating with Essex County to install a traffic light at Valley Street and Pearson Road, and we'll be striping a new crosswalk in the Irvington Avenue shopping district. We're going to redesign the Baker Street and Maplewood Avenue intersection to make it safer for pedestrians and drivers. And we'll complete work around Clinton School as part of our Safe Street to Schools initiative. Now, all this I'm talking about is really done by a team of professionals who are committed to serving all the people of Maplewood. I want to recognize Joseph Manning, who provides excellent leadership as our township committee. Joe, where are you? I also want to thank Elizabeth Fritzen, our township clerk. And Roger Desiderio, our township attorney. I know we have a number of department directors and employees who do an outstanding job in serving Maplewood. Would you please, all of you, stand up? Judge? I see the judge is here, but maybe he doesn't want to stand up. Come on, Judge, stand up. I think he wants to be anonymous until you appear before him, right? So I'm really excited to tell you that great things are going to be happening in 2017. We're going to continue doing what we've been doing. And we want you to be involved in making Maplewood better each and every day. If you want to volunteer, we'll find a role for you. There are boards and committees on which you can serve and advise the township committee. And there are many, many opportunities to get involved with our civic groups, all of which are looking for people with new ideas and energy. For those of you already engaged, and I see a lot of volunteers on boards and committees. Would you all stand up too if you're volunteering on a board and committee? Thank you all for what you do in making our community better and in helping the wheels of government roll along. For you who are not engaged, we're ready to put you to work. We really want you to join us to making Maplewood what we can do to make it even better going forward. So I want to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to serve you. This is really a privilege. And it may not seem like it all the time, but we're given the opportunity to shape the community in which we live and to work with you in doing that. And it really is a gift. So I want to thank you for giving us that opportunity. And I want to tell you, as I said before, that I'm excited about the future, and I hope you are too. And I want to thank you and wish you again a Happy New Year. Members of the Township Committee, I now call for the nomination of Deputy Chair for the Township Committee for the year 2017.
I nominate Nancy Adams.
I second the nomination.
I move the nominations be closed.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lembrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
Mayor DeLuca?
Yes, thank you. Congratulations. Ms. Fritzen, we have a resolution 1-17.
Mr. Mayor, read by title 1-17 is adopting the bylaws of the Township of Maplewood for the year 2017.
Mr. Mayor, I move the adoption of this motion, or this resolution.
I second that.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lembrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
Mayor DeLuca?
Yes. Thank you. Appointments, I'm going to read these through. Hopefully it won't take that long. Township Administrator, Joseph F. Manning. Assistant Township Administrator, Sonia Alvarez Viveros. Township Attorney, Roger J. Desiderio. Chief Financial Officer, Juan Uribe. Chief Tax Collector, Juan Uribe. Public Defender, Dennis Cleary. Public Defender, Jermaine J. Mercer. Plumbing Subcode Official, Joseph Larica. Electrical Subcode Official, Stanley Figarity. Court Administrator, Ryan Bancroft. Register of Vital Statistics, Sonia Harrison. Deputy Register of Vital Statistics, Elizabeth J. Fritzen. Director of Recreation and Cultural Affairs, Melissa Mancuso. Tax Searcher, Juan Uribe. Custodian of Township Records, Elizabeth J. Fritzen. Deputy Custodian of Township Records, Chief Robert J. Semino. Deputy Custodian of Township Records, Chief Michael Dingelstadt. Certifying Agent, Pension Funds, Juan Uribe. Fire Official, Chief Michael Dingelstadt. Americans Disability Act Coordinator, Leonard Mendola. Township Engineer, Paul Kittner. Construction Code Official, Leonard Mendola. Health Officer, Robert Rowe. Board of Health for a 3-year term, Frank McGehee. Office of Emergency Management, Deputy Coordinator, Chief Robert J. Semino. Office of Emergency Management, Deputy Coordinator, Chief Michael Dingelstadt. Director of Public Works, R. Calvin Bell. Qualified Purchasing Agent, Joseph F. Manning. Is there a motion to confirm the appointments?
I move that the appointments submitted by the chair be confirmed.
I second that motion.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lembrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
Mayor DeLuca?
Yes. And we have a resolution 2-17.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution 2-17, appointing municipal prosecutor and assistant municipal prosecutor.
Mr. Lambert?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move adoption of this resolution.
Ms. Adams?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lembrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
Mayor DeLuca?
Yes.
Members of the Township Committee, I now call for nomination for the Township of Maplewood, representative to the joint meeting of Essex and Union Counties for the year 2017.
Madam Clerk, I nominate Victor DeLuca.
Second.
I move that the nominations be closed.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lembrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
Mayor DeLuca?
Yes, thank
I
you.
declare
Oh, sorry.
Victor DeLuca, the duly elected Maplewood representative to the joint meeting of Essex and Union Counties for the year 2017.
Thank you. Can we have election board of school estimate? Members of the Township Committee, it is necessary at this time to select 3 members and 1 alternate to represent the Township on the Board of School Estimate for the School District of South Orange and Maplewood in accordance with Chapter 232 of the laws of 1953. I now call for nominations.
Mayor, I nominate you, Victor DeLuca, Greg Lembrick, and Frank McGehee to represent the township on the Board of School Estimate, and India Larrier as the alternate on the board.
Second.
I move the nominations are closed.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lambrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
Mayor DeLuca?
Yes. I declare Victor DeLuca, Greg Lembrick, Frank McGehee, and India Larrier as the alternate, as the duly elected members of the Board of School Estimate for the year 2017. We have a motion on the consent agenda. Mr. McGehee?
Yes. I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Mrs. Larrier?
Yes.
Mr. Lambrick?
Yes.
Mr. McGehee?
Yes.
Mayor DeLuca?
Yes, thank you. This is the portion of the meeting where we invite anyone from the public to come up and address the Township Committee. If you do so, please give us your name and your address.
Take the microphone.
I think we should go to the microphone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ian Grodman, 43 Prospect Street. I'm here in my capacity as the chairman of the Maplewood Democratic Committee, with wishes, first of all, of gratitude for all of the members of the Township Committee, the hard and good work that you do in support of all of the people of Maplewood. Over the course of the last 4 months, I have once again been able to reaffirm my commitment and in recognition of the tremendous work that all of you do all of the time, and we thank you for that. Also, we want to extend our best wishes and congratulations in particular to Frank McGehee. We're very proud of the work that we know you're going to do here. We're very happy to have you serving with the Township Committee, with the reappointment of Mayor DeLuca and Deputy Mayor Adams. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else want to address the Township Committee?
Is it on?
It's on. You look like a man that knows a microphone. Very good.
Yeah, I do. Well, first, I'd like to thank the Township Committee on behalf of the Maplewood Rotary Club, who,
Give us your name and your address, please.
Art Christensen, 304 Elmwood Avenue in town, Maplewood. On behalf of the Maplewood Rotary Club, we'd like to thank the Township Committee for its continuing support each year, and also for all the residents of Maplewood who continue to also support us by buying our trees. And you should know that all the money goes towards Maplewood beautification projects, as well as supporting many of the local organizations. On another matter, I'd like to, as a just about lifelong resident of Maplewood, I've been here for 71 of my 76 years. I've gone through the whole school system. And I know Maplewood to be a loving and wonderful town. Recently, I had an opportunity to speak to Ian Grodman at one of the debates. And unfortunately, I was unable to attend the public discussion regarding Sanctuary City. Sanctuary cities have become a political football in our country. And have become very controversial, very political. And quite honestly, I think we've all had our share of politics for the last year and a half. And I don't know, I think that the point that we feel we need to identify Maplewood further than what it is and what all of us know it to be living here. And we made a little note of what I think, if we feel, the Township Committee, it's necessary to classify and describe our community. Why not post signs at our gateways that says, "Welcome to Maplewood, a friendly and welcoming place to live, to work, and to raise a family." Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to address the Township Committee? Just, yes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Name and address, please.
Excuse me. I thought you knew it. It's actually Fred Perfetta, 1 Hickory Drive.
Okay.
Mayor, I want to congratulate you on a tremendous state of the town address.
Thank you.
There were things you said there that aren't known throughout the community, and it was uplifting to hear you cite those statistics. Frank McGehee, my congratulations to you. Some of you know this story, but a couple of years ago, I met Frank at Allison Ziefert's party. She introduced me to him because she said, "This is a guy you probably want to meet." So we talked for about 2 straight hours. At the end of that 2 hours, we decided that Frank ought to run for the Township Committee. And so now here we are, 2 years later. And it's gratifying to see you up there, and I know exactly the kind of job you will do. It's gratifying to see your parents here today. And of course, Renee and Madison. I do want to comment on a subject that Mr. Christensen touched upon, and that is the notion that it's been a political year. Well, that is certainly the case. It's been very political. Now, I'm no longer the mayor, Beck, so I don't have to be politically correct about anything. And of course, political correctness has gone out, right? So I will tell you that the politics of the last year, in my mind, have been awful. And the politics that prevailed in November have to be counteracted. And there's no place better than a town like Maplewood. And that's why when the mayor said what he was going to do with respect to sanctuary cities and the like, that is incredibly important. And we all have to understand that there's places like Maplewood that must stand up against what is now the power in Washington to make sure that it's good politics and good policy that prevails. We have to remain political. We can't stop being political. We have to be more political. Our opponents have been very political and very savvy about it. It's time for good people to stand up and be savvy and powerful too. And I know that this Township Committee can do that, and I know that this town has the capacity and the will to do that. So let's all resolve to make sure that Maplewood's example is followed across this land. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else want to address the Township Committee? I want to assure you all and invite you all back to our meeting on the 3rd of January, because the third resolution of 2017 that the Township Committee will consider is a resolution expressing our support to continue to be a welcoming community, and you'll hear more about that in the next day or two. but we've worked very closely here together and with our police chief in crafting, and our attorneys in crafting a resolution, which you'll hear about. Again, it'll be up for consideration on Tuesday. We think it's important to make a statement, and that resolution will do that. It expresses our values. And it doesn't go, we're not going to let somebody else define us from outside the community. We're going to define ourselves, and that's what the resolution says. Well, we're going to close the public hearing and get into our closing song, and I'm going to ask Johanna Young-Schubart, Bruno Lee, and Madison McGehee to come forward and lead us all in God Bless America. And I ask you all to stand.
God bless America. From the mountain.
For the benediction, I'd like to introduce Rabbi Renee Edelman of Temple Shari Shalom of Springfield.
I'd like to thank you, Frank, for inviting me to be a part of this today. All of you have spoken incredibly and have certainly invigorated my soul in starting the year 2017. So thank you, and continue to do the good that you do. For every ending, there is a blessing and a beginning. For every memory, there's a dream ahead. May we walk the walk of companionship and bring compassion to the center of our lives. May we cultivate the capacity to see the human and dignity of those who disagree with us and to treat all people, no matter how different, with the reverence they deserve. May we live a bigger purpose than ourselves, understanding that when we do, you and I will begin to transcend our limitations and discover ourselves to be far greater than we ever thought we could be. May we realize that change does not magically happen, that everything worthy requires effort and sacrifice, that in order to accomplish things we've never accomplished, that to be better people, to be people we've never become, we must make sacrifices we've never made and do things that we have never done. May we always be mindful that the thoughts we dwell on become us, and that everything you and I put out into the world will come back. Indeed, do unto others as you would have them do unto yourself. May we walk away from this gathering today determined to find ways to an inspired life. Absorb the inspiration of others and become an inspiration yourself. May we all walk away with the will and courage to move beyond ourselves and leave our noble mark on our beloved community. And I end with the same words with which the Reverend began, the priestly benediction. This trifold benediction is present in every single religion. It is the oldest existing piece of parchment that came from the original Torah which was found in Alexandria, Egypt, in a geniza, which is a burial place, where papers with God's name were laid to rest. These words, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chundecha. May God shine through you and upon you. Yisar Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. May God grant you peace, shalom, and shlemut, wholeness. As we go from this place inspired, let us continue to do God's work in this world and become a holier, better community. We're all in wonderful hands. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Amen. Before we adjourn, and I ask the post to, the AFW post to post the colors, I'm going to remind you that we have some refreshments out there for you, and you're welcome to stay and enjoy them as long as possible. 4:25 is the Giant game, so some of us are going home. You know, it may not matter to them, but it matters to some of us. So. And also, Joe, if you can open those back doors, Joe Manny, if you get those back doors open so that we can get the color guard through there. Again, we want to thank you. We're going to be coming back here on January 3rd in the evening at 7:30. So again, if you're interested in that resolution, please come by. We'd like to hear you, and you can take a look. Resolution's actually published. We'll get it out some more over the next couple of days. With that, we will adjourn, and I'll ask the Maplewood VFW Post 10120 Honor Guard to please retire the colors.
Post 10120, retrieve our colors.
I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn and also for Bruno Lee to play a closing song as we leave this room. Can we get a motion to adjourn? How about all in favor? Aye. Thank you very much, everyone. Yes.
More than